You walk into a hotel room in a city you've never visited. 10 seconds pass. Without thinking, you've already found the light switch. You already know where the bathroom is. Something in you has arranged the furniture before you've unpacked a single bag. This isn't memory. You've never been here before, but your brain is already rebuilding a room you left decades ago. Why does a strange space feel oddly familiar within moments? Psychologists have a name for what's happening, and it's older than architecture itself. In 1963, sociologist Mark Freed studied families forced out of Boston's West End neighborhood during urban renewal. He expected relief. People were moving from crowded tenements into newer housing. Instead, he documented something closer to mourning. Grown men wept describing streets that no longer existed. Freid called it grieving for a lost home, and the term stuck because nothing else fit. Losing a house wasn't like losing an object. It behaved like losing a limb. That single study cracked open a question researchers are still chasing. What exactly is a home, if your body can grieve one like a death? Environmental psychologist Claire Cooper, Marcus, spent years interviewing people about their houses. Not the market value, not the square footage, the feeling of the place. She found the same pattern again and again. People describe their homes using the language of self. My kitchen, my corner, my chair by the window. Marcus concluded that a house isn't just shelter. It becomes an extension of identity, a physical mirror where the self gets stored in walls and furniture. That reframes the hotel room moment entirely. You weren't just orienting yourself in space, you were trying to find a version of yourself inside it. Go back further than houses. Long before walls, your ancestors were choosing camps. Which direction did the wind come from? Where was the water? Which rock blocked the cold at night? Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer societies have found the same site preferences, appearing across continents, that never had contact with each other. Elevated ground, a clear sight line outward, a back protected by something solid. This wasn't culture. It was survival math, repeated so many times over so many generations that it stopped being a decision and became an instinct. Your comfort with a room today is a fossil of that math, still running quietly in the background. Here's the counterintuitive part. Your brain doesn't actually memorize rooms individually. It memorizes patterns, then reuses them everywhere. Neuroscientists studying spatial cognition have identified place cells and grid cells in the hippocampus, brain cells that fire in specific patterns as you move through an environment. But those same networks don't build a new map from scratch every time. They stretch old maps over new spaces. Your hotel room gets quietly mapped onto childhood floor plans you haven't consciously thought about in years. That's why a hallway can feel eerie for no clear reason, or a kitchen can feel instantly warm. Your mind isn't seeing the room in front of you. It's laying an old room on top of it like tracing paper. This explains something stranger too. Why homesickness can hit you in a place you've never called home. Psychologist Harold Prashansky proposed the concept of place identity, the idea that your sense of self is partly built from the environments that shaped you, not just the people. Move someone into a beautiful new house that matches none of their internal blueprint, and something in them still aches. It isn't ingratitude, it's a mismatch between the walls in front of them and the walls stored somewhere deeper. Walls built in childhood and never fully replaced. So what does this mean for the world you actually live in now? Open floor plan apartments, shared offices, apps that let you work from a different city every month. You are asking a system built for one fixed cave to constantly reorient itself again and again without ever finishing the job. That's part of why so many people describe modern life as unsettled, even when nothing is technically wrong. The nervous system that made your ancestors feel safe in one location was never designed for a life spent moving through dozens of them. So the next time you walk into an unfamiliar room and feel that flicker of ease or that flicker of unease, know what's actually happening. You are not encountering a blank space. You are laying your oldest map down over new ground, the same way your ancestors once judged a clearing by instinct alone. You never really leave the first room that shaped you. You just keep building it again, quietly, everywhere you go.